Welcome back. The House passed a $3 trillion coronavirus relief package late Friday night. This is the largest in congressional history. Now it heads for the GOP-led Senate, where my next guest says it is as dead as fried chicken. Louisiana Senator John Kennedy serves on the Senate Judiciary, Budget and Banking, Housing and Urban Affairs Committees. He also chairs the Appropriations Subcommittee on Financial Services. Senator Kennedy, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks very much for joining us.
You bet.
Tell me about this $3 trillion bill. Your colleagues in the House have passed it. Why do you say it's as dead as fried chicken?
It's $3 trillion, for one thing, every penny of which we would have to borrow. That's $3,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000. It's not going to pass the Senate, nor should it. My fellow Republicans in the Senate have tried to see things from the Speaker's point of view, but we can't get our heads that far up our rear ends. And I think any fair-minded American would agree once they read the bill.
There are things in this bill that have nothing to do with coronavirus, Senator, and you know, you have to wonder, I mean, maybe they're saying let's not waste a crisis opportunity, but money so that marijuana companies can do banking, money for illegals coming into the country and having services. I mean, the list goes on. Tell us what you see as the most sort of damaging here in this bill that is not helping anybody related to coronavirus.
Well, it's not a coronavirus bill as much as it is an effort by the Speaker and her colleagues to rewrite the rules for American society. This bill, her bill, would rewrite our immigration laws. Her bill would federalize elections. Our elections have always been run by states and local governments. Her bill would begin the process of federalizing the elections. It would allow federal prisoners to go free. It mentions dope more than it talks about jobs. I think it references cannabis like 68 times. It would expand Obamacare. And let me end as I began. It would cost $3 trillion. That's $3,000 billion. We just spent $3 trillion. We need to see how that works first.
How is it working? We are seeing almost half of the country open here in terms of the reopening. How is that money being used? And do you think that we're going to be able to get out of this fairly soon and start seeing growth in the economy again, Senator?
We can't appropriate enough money, Maria, to buy the American economy. By we, I mean Congress, nor can the Federal Reserve. The only thing that's going to get us out of this is the American people and the American private sector. We're going to have to open up the economy. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't do it safely. It's no longer a debate between safe or soon. It's now safe and soon. We've got to do everything we possibly can to keep people safe, and we've got to do everything we possibly can to get this economy open safely. And unlike some of my colleagues, I think the American people can do it.
Senator, let me switch gears and ask you about your legislation in terms of your bill to kick Chinese companies off of U.S. exchanges if they keep hiding audits from U.S. inspectors. The president just referred to this, and I asked him, is he going to go one step further and make sure to hold these Chinese companies that are listed on our exchanges accountable to just follow the rules that everybody else does? Tell us about your bill.
God created the world, but everything else is made in China. How did that happen? We let it. We allowed China to be admitted to the World Trade Organization on December 11, 2001. China started cheating December 12. And President Trump has been the first president to really stand up to them. Let me give you an example. If you list your stock on an American exchange, You have to have audits periodically, and the SEC gets to review those audits. China has many of its companies, some state-owned, listed on our exchanges, but they refuse to let the SEC look at their audits. Senator Chris Van Hollen and I have a bill to kick them off. We've known about this forever, and you know what the Congress has done about it? Nothing, zero, nada, zilch. If my bill gets to the floor, and Senator Van Hollen's bill comes to the floor of the United States Senate, it will pass.
There is also a letter going out this morning to Jay Clayton, the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission, pushing him to make this change. But you heard what the president just said when I asked him about this, that they will then take their listings and go to London and go to Hong Kong. But I think what's really important to point out is that these companies will not get the liquidity that they get in the United States anywhere else in the world. Forget London and Hong Kong. The United States has the most liquidity, and that's going to be a huge blow to them. The administration also did a big blow to Huawei Telecom, as you know, on Friday, by making it more difficult for Huawei to sell to global chip makers.
Well, if Chinese state-owned companies are going to cheat American investors, why do we want them on our exchanges? China can't go to Hong Kong. They do have some of their listings on the Hong Kong exchange, but China is slowly destroying Hong Kong economically and politically. You made a very good point. There's less liquidity in London. Everybody wants to list in America.
Real quick before you go, Senator, given that your role in the Judiciary Committee, what is going to happen with this unmasking? We know that crimes were broken. Will our audience see accountability here for the people who actually did this and tried to effort taking Donald Trump down despite the American people voting for him?
Unmasking is just a form of spying. 39 members of the Obama administration spied on the general. What's Congress going to do about it? So far, nothing. It's been 5 months since Inspector General Horowitz pointed out that the Steele dossier was rubbish. Only Bill Barr's done anything so far. But Congress has done absolutely nothing. And unfortunately,
so what are you going to do? I mean, it's your committee. You're on the Judiciary Committee. You're on the Judiciary.
I'm not the I'm not the chairman. Lindsay says that we're going to start the hearings in June. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to tell Lindsay how to run his committee. I just know I would issue subpoenas, line them up, work night and day, but unfortunately the Constitution does not require Congress to be productive.
Senator, it's good to have you on the program this morning. Thanks so much.